One of the major beneficiaries of last year's GBC Open Day funds was one of Gibraltar's newer charities. The Gibraltar Hearing Impaired and Tinnitus Association was set up only a few years ago. The driving force was Jo Brugada, whose daughter Jackie was born profoundly deaf. Following medical advice, she was raised in the UK from the age of just 2. Care for deaf people in Gibraltar at the time was still very much in its infancy, and it was felt she'd have better opportunities elsewhere. But she'd always yearned to return home and moved back to the Rock with her husband Philip and their 5 children 2 years ago, after some 36 years away from home. Since then, she's been a linchpin of the local association, which meets every Thursday at the John Mackintosh Hall.
When I was in the UK, I realised I missed my family. So, I've got a really big family in Gibraltar, so I wanted to come over for that. So I moved here 2 years ago to be with my family. But I also realised that there was a lack of deaf community and deaf culture in Gibraltar. It was very different from England.
Jackie and Philip have 5 children, none of whom are deaf. Her son Michael is fluent in sign language and attends charity meetings often. Michael, you can hear, you're not deaf at all. How do you feel having 2 parents who are deaf? How does it make you feel?
It feels like any other normal parent, it's just you communicate in a different way to the parents, unlike any other child that would have a hearing parent.
Do you feel quite proud that you have a skill that you've learnt from birth because your parents communicate in sign language? You have a skill that other children your age don't have?
Yes, I know.
One of the charity's newer members is Evan Wangnon. He hopes to one day become a fully professional interpreter and devote a career to assisting the deaf. A year ago, you weren't able to communicate in sign language at all. A year on, you're fully fluent, you're fully conversant. How quickly were you able to grasp sign language, and how much of a challenge was it for you?
I think, I've always been a visual learner, so learning to sign was somewhat easier for me than it might have been with spoken languages, simply because I could see everything. And, the first time I came here, I was so worried because I thought, they're going to judge me because I cannot sign. And so I really quickly rushed onto YouTube and I looked up some alphabet thing and I started to learn how to sign my name. And I came in, I signed my name, and everyone was just really warm and open, and I absolutely loved it. I started signing here with the Gibraltar Hearing Impaired and Tinnitus Association, GHITA, and it's just a fantastic environment to learn in. I think I'd recommend it to anyone.
GHITA is attempting to teach British Sign Language to as many people as possible. The charity offers BSL courses throughout the year. Students are filmed in Gibraltar, and DVDs of their exams are then sent over to the UK for assessment. It's towards this that the bulk of GBC's donation has gone.
The tutor usually comes to Gibraltar, Colin Thompson, and he will be viewing the assessments by the DVD I'm going to send him, and to assess the pupils' skills. That's only going to be one of the assessments. Next year, beginning of next year in January, I also need to organize a conference Skype video call. So there is like a spontaneous online conversation between tutor and pupil. So essentially, this assessment is a pre-planned. The students can actually do their homework and to get it right, and the other one's going to be spontaneous conversation.
The association is intent on raising deaf awareness and believes much needs to be done to bring Gibraltar up to speed.
When I first flew over, there was nothing. That's why, I set up this club. I felt I needed to help, and my father got involved to do all the phone calls and do the setting up, because he knows the people in Gibraltar. So we started opening up courses, level 1, level 2. He knows, she knew people in England, so I brought them over. They could teach. And that's how this has grown, because by fighting for deaf awareness. Now people are understanding deaf awareness, they're going out, they're giving this out, and people are coming. So now, I'm seeing that the group is growing, And people are realizing that, there are deaf people that very often they're hidden, and here we're communicating, we're enjoying communicating. And we're realizing that here we can help each other. And that's really important for everyone here. I'm really pleased that I set this up. I've only done this for 2 years, but I hope in the future it's going to keep getting better.